Hi guys, UK Guns here. So in this video I want to talk about Magpul accessories and Magpul furniture and what I think of it really. It's not so much of a review as just my thoughts and my opinion on things. I'm sure lots of you will agree or disagree, and that's fine, but just to kind of give my opinion really. I've got one rifle in particular that's kitted out with quite a bit of Magpul furniture, and that's this one. That's my Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. It's got the Magpul MOE SL buttstock, the Magpul MOE SL pistol grip, and then of course it's got the Magpul Handguard, Magpul M-Lock rail covers, and the Magpul MBUS pop-up sights. So quite a bit on that rifle. I've got a few other Magpul bits and pieces. I did have a Magpul Handguard on my M4, but I changed that, and I'll come on to why. I use Magpul magazines for my M4, the polymer magazines. I think they're great. And then a few other bits. So I'll talk about each one individually and my thoughts on it, and then I'll kind of give an overview. But as I say, there's lots of other Magpul accessories out there that I haven't tried, or even alternative companies that I haven't tried either. This is just based on my experience with the few rifles that I have. So I'll start with the SL buttstock. I think it's great. I think it's a really nice buttstock. What I really like about it is it's firm, it's solid. There's no rattle in it, there's no wiggle on that at all. It's really easy to use with the levers here for adjusting. It's really nice. It's got a QD point for your sling, and then some slots there for slings as well, which is really nice. Alright, to give you sort of comparison, on my M4 I currently, but not for much longer, still have the standard AR-15 buttstock, the sort of one that comes out of the factory on most AR-15s. And if you listen, that's it rattling around on the buffer tube. This was on the rifle when I got it. I don't think it's the wrong size or anything like that. I think that's just the quality of that particular buttstock. But I've bought one of these. I've bought Magpul SL buttstock in black to go on this rifle because I liked it that much on my 1522 that I wanted it on my M4. So that should be arriving hopefully in the next week or so, and that will be going on the M4. Next up we've got the pistol grip. So this is the Magpul SL pistol grip. It's a slimline pistol grip with this tech string on the sides and the front and back, which is really nice, gives it a good nice feel to it, like it's not going to slip out of your hand. And I like the sort of slimline feature of it, which is really good. Very comfortable, very nice grip. But I think they go for about £20, £25 online. For the M4, I got something very similar. It's one of these. It's called the Visim AR pistol grip, and it's very similar to the slimline. It's got pretty much the same sort of profile. It's got the texturing on the back and front, not so much texturing on the sides, but it's still very comfortable to hold, very ergonomic, and even has a little storage compartment underneath. I know some people say not to store anything in your pistol grip, but if you're just putting a battery in there for your optic, it's both handy and not going to really make any difference to your shooting. So I really like that, and that was £12.99. So if you're looking at value for money, there are other alternatives to the Magpul stuff, but as I say, the SL pistol grip is very nice, so I certainly wouldn't knock it. And I think really when you're getting accessories and getting furniture for your rifles, you want to look at quality, the build quality of the accessory. You want to look at its practicality. How helpful and useful is it going to be for you and the type of shooting that you do, and of course value for money. I know I certainly look at that when I'm getting parts. Is sometimes most expensive isn't always best, but of course there is, from the other side of things, the old adage of buy cheap, buy twice, and that's certainly true in some areas, but in others perhaps not so much. And that brings me nicely onto my next bit, which is this. This is an angled foregrip, but this is not a Magpul angled foregrip. I wanted an angled foregrip, and so I naturally looked at Magpul because they're quite synonymous with angled foregrips. And for one of these from Magpul is about £45. I saw some for even more than that, but I think the cheapest I saw was about £45. And I thought that's quite steep for just an angled foregrip. So I looked elsewhere at other ones, and I found this one. And this one is basically the same. except for it was £5. Now again, I know there'd be lots of people probably screaming at their screens right now saying, well, a load of junk, it's probably going to break the first time you use it. But I've got two things to say to that. Firstly, it's actually very solid polymer. I mean, that's me putting quite a lot of force on it. It's very, very solid indeed. It has this screw going through here, which obviously goes into the gaps in the Picatinny rail, which stops it from sliding along the Picatinny rail whilst also bracing it up against the sides. And it has, not only does it have this angled portion with this divot, which is for your fingers, but it also comes with an extra piece, so you can make that smooth if you want to, which is really, really nice. And for a £5 angled foregrip, I was quite impressed. All metal screws in there that are holding it together. It seems pretty good quality and well made. And I'm not just saying that without it having been on the rifle, because on my M4 here, because it was £5, I thought I'll have two. There's one there, and I've shot the M4. This is a full bore 223 Remington M4, and I've shot using this angled foregrip quite a bit, quite a lot of rounds actually. No issues at all. Doesn't slide along. It's me again putting quite a bit of force on it. Hasn't come off. Doesn't slide around. It's solid. Doesn't flex at all, and it's comfortable. It's nice to hold. So very, very good. 100% would recommend those. So what would I have got differently from Magpul for an extra 40, 45 quid? I'm not really sure. I mean, an angled foregrip's an angled foregrip. Obviously there are some things, you know, if it was too cheap polymer, it's going to split or break or flex, or if it doesn't have that screw, it can slide around on your Picatinny rail. Of course, there are those things, but it has all of that stuff. So I don't know really what different I'd be getting with Magpul. But that's that. Then we've got the handguards. So on here, obviously you've got the M-LOK handguard. It's nice, it's very comfortable to hold. Obviously it's polymer on the 1522, so it's very lightweight. It's quite comfortable to hold, being that sort of rounded shape. It's very sort of ergonomic, and that's a big positive for it. You can mount Picatinny onto it, which is what I've done for the foregrip there. But this, you know, having Picatinny there in the first place is a little bit easier. But of course you do end up, if you're putting like rail covers on, it ends up quite chunky, quite a bit chunkier than the 1522. So that is a bit of a drawback. So the handguard, I would say, is pretty decent. This is the one that originally came on the M4 when I got it, which is a MOE handguard. Didn't really like it. I didn't think there was enough room to really mount your foregrips and stuff where you want. I like to be able to put them in, you know, different locations, and it's very limited on where you can put stuff on there. And you'd end up having to put some sort of Picatinny on there probably anyway, although you can get M-LOK accessories. But I just wasn't 100% keen on it, so I swapped that out for a quad rail. As I said already earlier, I use Magpul magazines for the M4. That's also a genuine Magpul mag loop. And they're pretty good, pretty decent, good quality. I put quite a lot of rounds through these. No failures, no problems with the spring or the bottom plates or anything like that. This is a brand new one I literally just got, so I haven't used this one yet. But these ones have got the windows and this one doesn't. But that was really cheap. That was on sale, I think, on Brownells for £12.99 or something, and that's a genuine Magpul magazine. So you can get some good deals on the Magpul stuff. Overall then, that's pretty much all I can give you. Just briefly, I suppose, on the MBUS pop-up sights, I think they're great. Fantastic little iron sights that come on the 1522. They're really good quality, well made, robust, and they're accurate. A few times I've used them, they've been pretty accurate, pretty reliable, and I know a lot of people online have also said the same. They find them very accurate. So I would recommend those. Just to give a sort of example of other pop-up sights, this is my ISSC Mark 22, and the pop-up sights on there are decent enough, and that, you know, they're accurate and they do the job, but they don't have the quality feel that the MBUS pop-up sights have, that's for sure. They feel a bit more clunky, and I'm not sure they would put up with as much abuse as perhaps the MBUS pop-up sights could. Still pretty decent sights, but I think that's an example of you get what you pay for sometimes. The MBUS pop-up sights aren't exactly cheap, but they are very good, very well made. Whereas the ones on the ISSC, I think are just unique to that rifle as a sort of thrown in extra. And they're okay, but they're not the best. So that's about it really. Overall, I would definitely recommend Magpul And certainly things like the SL MOE buttstock I think is fantastic, and I'm sure lots of their other products are as well. I just haven't used all of them. But sometimes, as I say, you're paying quite a bit more, for instance with the angle foregrip, then really I think you need to. Some of you may disagree, and that's fair enough, but sometimes you can find really good deals if you shop around and perhaps don't have to always go with the name. But there we go. As always, thanks for watching.